All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the leaders in the NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks. Sitting here at 8-5, they have won their last 4 football games. Now, depending on what model you look at or what website or what have you, Seattle has around a 60% chance of making the playoffs and around like a 55-56% chance of winning the division. I don't really care about those metrics because when Seattle was 4-5 a little over a month ago, heading into that bye week, your guys' percent chance to make the playoffs was like single digits. So pretty much the way I see it is if you can beat the Green Bay Packers or the Minnesota Vikings in the next 2 weeks and win week 18 against the Los Angeles Rams, they're making the playoffs. But either way, you're leading the division and destiny is in their hands. Now, there are some really good things to build off from Arizona's victory on the road that completed the divisional rival sweep for Seattle, which is, honestly, 8-5, right? Seattle's having a really solid season. It's been up and down. Started really hot 3-0, and then there were some injuries, mainly on the defense, but also even the offensive line. The cool thing about Seattle this season is divisional play. And the good news is there's only one game left, but there was a lot of good, specifically with the offensive line and the offense in general. There was just a lot of good in that road win Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. And I want to talk about it because, whether you're looking at success rate, whether you're using your eyes, this was probably Seattle's most complete offensive game. And their last one was a long time ago against the Atlanta Falcons. But what's even crazier is, Ken Walker didn't play, starting running back. Zach Charbonnet did a phenomenal job. Your right guard started his second ever NFL game, and it was by far the best offensive performance. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Seattle Seahawks in today's video, but before we do, hit that like button, that sub button for daily NFL content. Seahawks fans, you guys keep showing so much love. Appreciate you guys so much. If we could try and get this one to 300 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So Geno Smith had fewer dropbacks at 30 than Seattle had rushing attempts at 31. That was the first time this season where he was not sacked and he did not throw a turnover or an interception, or the Seahawks did not have a turnover. It was the first time this season the Seahawks offensive line gave up 0 sacks and the offense had no turnovers. All right. He was only hit 2 total times. There are only 2 total quarterback hits. The last time they played Arizona 2 weeks ago, they gave up 5 sacks. Geno was running for his life. They couldn't figure out the ground game. And Geno said this after the game: the way they played, we can win every game we play. When speaking about his offensive line and continuity. For the first time in the Seattle Seahawks season, it feels like there's some type of continuity going. All right. Now, Anthony Bradford, your starting right guard, is banged up right now. So in the last 2 weeks, you deployed Satoa Lauamea, the rookie right guard. I believe he's from Utah, but I believe it was your 6th round pick this season. So 2 straight games: Charles Cross, left tackle; Tomlinson, left guard; Olu, center; Satoa at right guard, and right tackle Abraham Lucas, and that was just his 4th game back. He also had the best PFF pass blocking grade at 50 after giving up only 3 pressures against the Arizona Cardinals. But the point is continuity. And you saw it with Geno not getting hit, or getting hit only twice, not getting sacked, not getting taken down. But you saw it in the run game, right? Seattle just ran for a season high 176 total yards. That is pretty much double their 88.7 per game average running the football heading into that game, all right? 134 came from Zach Charbonnet. He had a career game. He did a phenomenal job. He also had 2 total touchdowns, and one of them, his 51-yarder to the house, that was the team's longest run of the season. They even had 121 rushing yards by halftime, which was more than it's had in over 10 games this season. So it's just crazy. It was great from the jump. It was great right away. Kenny McIntosh, 3rd string running back. There was no Ken Walker, so he was the backup. 38 yards on 7 carries. He also had 3 first downs. In fact, the Seattle Seahawks had 5 plays of at least 10 yards. So why? Why and how? Because we've been talking about this, especially during this win streak. If Seattle can figure out the running game, if they can figure out some consistency at the offensive line, then this team will make the playoffs. And you don't want to go to Seattle in the month of January and play in a football game. You just don't. Say it all the time. I'm a Packers fan. Last thing I want to do, which we're scheduled to do, is head to Seattle in the wild card round and take you guys on. And that's just not what I want to do. And we'll see you actually on Sunday night here. But anyways, Cameron Van Til on Sports.My Northwest wrote a great article about the offensive line and just kind of this one small little detail, and I'll just give you the excerpt here. Over the first 11 games of the season, Seattle ran gap schemes on just 36% of its designed runs. All right. Over the past 2 weeks, that has pretty much doubled all the way up to 70.2%. The Seahawks ran gap schemes on 76% of their designed runs against the New York Jets 1 week ago, and 65.6% of their designed runs against the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. And that gap, that 51-yarder, that was a gap concept. And the point just kind of is here, they're testing new things. And you've got two really dynamic athletic tackles on your left and right side. And what we've seen from Setomoa, sorry, I always butcher his name. We'll get there one day. He's only had 2 total starts. You just have a lot of athleticism on this offensive line now. And also really quickly, AJ Barner, there was a metric, there was a stat out there. It wasn't obviously receiving yards. He, on whatever metric, whatever model that was, wherever I saw this, trust me, I saw it. He was the second rated tight end this season. I don't know if it was efficiency or whatever it is. AJ Barner has really had a consistent, reliable rookie season as the backup tight end. But these guys are blocking. They're doing a really good job. And the reason I think Charbonnet just had such a phenomenal game and they're running gap schemes is he runs a lot differently than Ken does. He just runs differently. He's a lot more patient. I actually watched that football game, and that 51-yarder kind of reminded me of Le'Veon Bell, which on paper, that comparison is probably insane. But you get my point here. He's just a more patient runner. And Ken Walker doesn't run that way. So it's going to be really interesting to see the running attack in the final 4 games of the season, because Ken Walker is going to be coming back. He's going to be healthy. But Sharp ran really hard. He ran really well, and regardless, I want to see more touches his way moving forward, whether it's running or receiving. He also had 7 catches for 59 yards. So Charbonnet and the offensive line just had stellar games. The whole offense did, and Geno's touchdown to JSN is a perfect encapsulation of what happens when you give Geno Smith time. And it's not a talent issue. It hasn't been a talent issue for me with the Seahawks offensive line. It's been an injury issue, all right? Now, I actually did want to talk a lot about this defense here, but we have until Sunday night. This stat sums it up. In this 4-game winning streak right here, since week 11, the Seahawks defense ranks number 2 in points per drive and number 1 in EPA per play. They are now the 8th ranked defense in the NFL by EPA per play, and that's the best ranking they've had since all the way back in 2017. That was just a loaded defense. Earl Thomas comes to mind. So this season, they're currently 8th in that metric. Last year, they were 28th at this point with Pete Carroll, all right? They've also not ranked higher than 16th at this point in any of Pete Carroll's final 6 seasons as a coach. So the point is, this offensive line just clicked a lot. The running game just clicked a lot. The offense just had a stellar game, and the defense in the last month of the season has been one of the NFL's best. That's a playoff successful team, all right? Destiny, fate is in their hands. We will definitely get another Seahawks video out before Sunday night's game against my Green Bay Packers. But that is it for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know down below your thoughts on this offensive line, the state of the offensive line, and the state of the running game. Let me know your opinions. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a couple of days. Peace.